Good morning. This is the Sharing Wheel, and today we have a returning guest, Jonathan Rand of Goat Hill.
I like that.
What's up, brother?
Goat Hill. Nothing. How are you? Thanks
Good.
for having me.
I thought I saw. I couldn't sleep one night, and I looked out towards Goat Hill, and it was glowing.
Ah,
And I thought maybe you were like writing some songs.
yeah, that could have been me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might just be wandering around too, but I like that. It's like Fish Flake Hill glow all the time too. So.
Yeah. So what's been doing? What you been up to?
In the family sense, we have like my daughter Magnolia is graduating high school, which is huge, and my son is living
Magnolia.
Yeah, thank you, and living in the city. So we're all like on different kinds of adventures, and everyone's healthy.
Nice.
And I've been making a lot of art and writing a lot of songs. It's been probably it's not probably. It has definitely been my most productive year of my life.
Awesome.
In terms of making things. And so I don't know how long that will last. So I'm just trying to
run with it.
Ride it.
Yeah. I love it. And this winter was productive for you for songwriting? Yeah.
Not necessarily songwriting. I had a good fall with songwriting. But it's mostly been with like visual art, with pictures, photography, video, and starting to think about sculpture as I get ready prepare for a summer show. So
nice. Yeah. Well, you can send something to me, and we'll edit it in.
Yeah.
What you're up to?
Put it in the show notes.
Yeah, you showed me something like a spaceman and like a guy in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
The other day, that was really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's the synergy of the time that you bring that up is like that started about this time last year when Tilt-A-Whirl, we were preparing for our 6th anniversary show, which we played at Delphine's here. And John and Terry and I were just thinking about like, we really identified with that motif of what we kind of do. And having the banjo and the mandolin and then all the like the delay stuff. So that astronaut thing came across in a bunch of our kind of how we were putting together that, talking about that show and celebrating that time. One of them has your old house, like the picture of where the garage.
Sure.
Where
the tiles.
The tiles,
cool.
And like we're in the backyard. We did all those where we met really and did those awesome talent shows. And then the astronauts are just stuck around. So I can send that along. It's like
well, the talent show was sort of the origins of Tilt-A-Whirl.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I was thinking this morning. I always check into Rick Rubin's book here, The Creative Act. Wonderful book, and talking about like the seed of a song and how it sprouts. You know, if I know we had a conversation at Delphine's, and you had a song going while walking down Lothrop, and I don't know, it ran towards the ocean or something, and you lost it, or
man, I definitely lost the thread. I rue all the ideas. Well, I shouldn't rue them, but I know that I've had some pretty magical ideas, at least magical for me, things that like resonated with me that disappeared, and the next morning when I woke up, those were gone. Like whatever I was doing on guitar or whatever idea, like because I didn't take the time to write it down. There's all those little like angels out there,
but they must come back though, right? In some other form. Maybe.
Sure. I'm sure they do, or they're just like they're always around. In my more like my stronger moments, I like to think that those, like that's just part of it. Like there needs to be things that happen and that you experience, and then they just go away. Like you don't have to share them. They're not a commodity or like
interesting. They
can.
It's just in the moment.
It can. That's enough.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't. It's
sort
still
of the epiphany, and then it's
the powerful thing about that, whatever it is, that piece or like the piece of art, it's as strong there, I would say, than if you amplified it to like the world. There's that power. So, but I was looking forward to like having a nice groove, and by the time I got down to Quincy Beach, there was no like.
Well, it got you to Quincy Beach. Cool. And so it's interesting. Like you have that impulse, that seed of a song that sort of comes from the unconscious, I guess. and then it does sort of it is sort of a birthing process where it from a seed it becomes maybe more like a trunk, it starts to grow, and then there's branches that would potentially shoot off depending on where you're going with the song. So with that, do you have a song that you would like to share that sort of emerged in that manner? Or
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe you can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. So this song is the newest song that it's the one that I just completed, and I've been really thinking a lot actually about what song to play, because we were thinking about songwriting in that process, and so I was thinking, do I play the first song I ever wrote a million years ago, or the newest? Like, what is the thing to play, and when to make the decision?
Sure.
But we just sound checked with this, so I figure I just do it. A lot of my songs come from me kind of just noodling on an instrument, like with no idea. It's more just like the physicality of being with a ukulele or a guitar. Like, it's very comfortable for me. Like,
sort of a gateway into the creative zone in a way.
It's very meditative.
Meditative, yes. Yeah.
Doing this kind of stuff is the closest I get to not thinking. Not monkey chatter stuff. I'm just playing.
So not thinking is like a good way to come into the songwriting.
Sometimes, you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't always. It is like it comes or it doesn't.
Yeah. There's various ways it can arrive. I guess.
And then maybe I write it down or not.
Yeah.
But I was really in the backyard. Speaking of Goat Hill, and I was just with the ukulele, just being outside.
Yeah.
And I could hear some hum, almost like a transformer or something like that.
Right.
But not a sound that I hear very often. In fact, it was made me ask Maggie to come outside and listen, to be I'm not just tripping out, right? You hear that?
No, Dad, you're not tripping out.
you hear that? You hear that? I'm like, okay.
Right. That's
so, nice. Who knows what it could have been with the Beverly Draw trains or whatever.
Sure.
I'm humans suspected.
Or
aliens, but
interesting.
So I was just playing.
Yeah.
And then kind of it was just I wouldn't say in perfect tune, but the ukulele and this sound could go together, right? And the sound was kind of like a drone. And then I'm just out there with the ukulele, and so this is the part that I don't understand. Into my mind came harmonic, convergence, and I just made that change and said something else, and then was like, that's, I just felt it now, actually. I was like, that's something.
Right, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so at that point, we were just talking about, on Lothrop, I can either keep working on it,
right,
and put it to paper, or at least voice memo it, whatever.
Sure.
Get it so that I don't have to remember it.
Right. Come back to it.
I can come back to it, and it can be very simple. It can just be the tiniest little, even if I write it down,
just
the
a
chords
little
and the
toe hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll take me right back to it.
Yeah.
So this one I was lucky enough to do that. So then I just have it in then it's almost, I wouldn't say it's obsessive. I don't feel like it's negative. If anything, it fills me with joy.
Yeah.
But once I want to write it, it just comes. If I'm lucky, it just starts to happen and connections get made.
Yeah.
And then,
because at that point, the song, almost like the even consciousness of the song, in a sense, wants to seek a wider expression.
It sure feels like it.
Yeah.
Definitely. It often doesn't feel like I'm not setting forth to complete something in a way that as a project management thing. It's not a task driven.
Right.
It feels much more here is this thing, talking about riding waves, and it's for whatever reason, it's moving you and you're moving it, and it becomes something.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, because you started outside, you're hearing the hum, So your environment's interacting with you as you're in that creative space with the ukulele,
Yep.
and then the harmonic convergence pops in, and then and that leads up to today, in this now.
Yeah. Right. And you're about to play it.
And about to play it, and with an audience, and so the song is actually, right, reaching a wider audience and
Absolutely
becoming realized.
It's that part of the sharing and right. It's this part of the art that there's like a lot of magic in, because it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to share, I think, and hard to put things together like this to share, but so important, you know, that we're doing it.
Yeah. And it's great that you're open to sharing it, and cool, man.
All right, you want to hear this one?
Yeah.
All right. Harmonic convergence ain't no low-key affair. More like a confluence of ocean and air. Above the river, sun refused to go down. When it gets too hot, I guess we'll get ourselves underground. Still somehow this feels like no nothing I never felt. Oh, is this, are you real? I'm just asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. Tectonic disturbance ain't no small town affair. She's so dangerous, deadly and rare. Like antique lovers, dreaming megawatt dreams. When it gets too bright, they just bounce right up off the scene. Still somehow this feels like no nothing I never felt. No, is this, are you real? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And is that named Asking for a Friend? Is that the
It's named Antique Lovers. But
Antique Lovers?
I think
Megawatt Dreams. Yeah.
It sounds like a good band name. We should start that band.
Yeah. All right. Jonathan, you on board?
The Antique Lovers. Maybe that's too much like the Modern Lovers, though. We're doing that Richmond thing.
Oh, yeah.
You remember
It's a
that
state
stuff?
song, right? Right?
Yeah. Driving on the Mass Pike.
Yeah. Tectonic disturbance. Is this a recent? I know we had a little minor earthquake here in Beverly a couple of weeks ago.
I think that tectonic disturbance was earthquake they had in California around the time. Like, you know, probably weeks after, a month into the process, you know, as it starts to, as the words start to coalesce, and I try to figure out, like, figure out's the wrong word, but as like the words start, you're a writer, so like, as like a poem comes together and you start to like understand like how things are connecting and juxtaposing and and themes are developing, you know, that when I sang harmonic convergence, when I was singing and playing with a transformer, I wasn't thinking about that it was gonna have like these connected ideas, right? And so that's the other part of songwriting to me, which I find fascinating, is like the storytelling and the way to like when you're like activating the poetry like with melody and stuff is just so powerful. So
and your playing has like a cadence to it, which kind of soothes the listener, and then you can deliver the lyric when the listener kind of drops down into that listening state.
Yeah, that's I like thinking about it that way. Rhythm is really, really important, even in like the words, right? And putting words together and finding words that will have descending patterns. So that song has a couple in it that the words are kind of like really like formulated and like kind of like almost like like spitting rhymes, and like it's hitting certain parts. I love that stuff, and also like when you can kind of like play off the instruments too. Right. And syncopated stuff with words and music. I just do that. I do that all day. You know?
Oh, awesome. I love it. And we had talked a little bit about things that happen spontaneously in terms of like a song, and versus something that takes a little bit more labor to do. And it sounds like Antique Lovers was a spontaneous occurrence that you had to fashion over a period of time, almost like a sculpture or a metalsmith, like kind of banging it into shape. But we had talked previous about spontaneity and the idea of practiced spontaneity, where because some might look at like a song that's written in 3 minutes as not the way you really do it, or somehow you bypass the process, or it was a sort of a flash in the pan type thing. But there's like a lifetime of experience that goes behind spontaneity, and also the being spontaneous over the period of time. I practice spontaneity. So it's interesting, right? Because it kind of turns the idea of spontaneity on its head, because it's spontaneous, but it's not spontaneous. Actually, there is sort of an effort that goes into it.
Yeah, I feel like, much like just like an hour ago over coffee, like when I think about it, it runs my mind in circles. Because you do start to like wonder like how much of it is sitting in the construct of like how we think about time and what is spontaneous and what is not. And like I'm not sure that anything cannot be spontaneous. Like it's all happening like crazy. It's all happening all the time. It's completely like chaotic and huge. And so how you're approaching the work for me is like like it's coming any way that it comes, and engage with it or not. And I say that, but I think we talked about this one of the last conversations we've had at this table, though, is that other idea of studio practice and practicing of craft, which is like hugely important. Like the vast majority of things I think that have moved culture are made by people who work so hard over lifetimes together and alone to think of these things. Like the splashes that are beautiful and definitely happen. I'm sure there are all kinds of stories about like 3-minute songs that come out of nowhere, right? Isn't there that legend where like Jimmy Page he has a Stairway to Heaven and he plays it, and Robert Plant just sings the entire song. So I don't know how real that is, but
no, I've heard it.
The chances are
Tom
greater
Petty
than zero.
It's
but I think a lot of the part is like, how do you like, there is something in the work of it, the labor of it, and in thinking about, but part of that work is the spontaneity. Like it's all part and parcel of that same thing. You're going to, at some point you make a decision to actually do something. Like write something, share something, do something, and it's a series of decisions we make to get even to this moment, right? Where we're collaborating and thinking about this, which is so, if we think about it, like so rare that we even made it to this moment through this chaos. That I try to
narrow
like
your focus and
embrace that and let it be like super huge and big and. I would say most of my songs that the ones that I return to that resonate the most though, definitely took work. And in some ways still might change. Like I think that's one of the cool things about a song, honestly, is that it never has to be, you can keep changing it. You can keep having different versions of it. It's like, you throw up like a dope photo or stage a thing like
it's never in its complete state a song.
No, there are versions that can be created and understood as something, but that thing, like I mean, so many of the great people change their songs and think about it. So I like that part about it too, because I'm sure, I mean, there are definitely songs that you know pretty well that I've changed, you know, even been since being in Tilt-A-Whirl, even though these songs are 20 years old. So I love how malleable they are, and they become these like living things.
Exactly, and then it goes back to the seed and the creation of them, and they seek expression, but also that the creative act in doing something like that also it naturally seeks an audience. Song wants to be heard.
I love that.
And so with that. Would you like to share another song?
Yeah, I can do one. So this will be, well, I'll do something spontaneous. But to our point, like I've thought about maybe doing this, and now I'm actually making a decision that I will regret or happy that I did.
Hey, no, it's all good.
That makes me think that one of the reasons we wanted to talk and come here is like something that I've been doing is called, inspired by you, honestly, called Goat Hill Academy. And that is really honestly, you know, opening our house up on Goat Hill every other week for the spring, the winter into spring. And it's kind of like we make a lot of music, but people come and share food and share ideas and collage, and it's just a place to gather. Which has been wonderful. It really reminds me of your talent shows and your ability to build community. It's out of my comfort zone a little, but you know, I got Estelle, and so she's ready to support that.
Cool, that's great.
Goat Hill Academy, that idea came from, honestly, it's a COVID thing. And when we shut down, Miles was in his freshman year of high school, and Maggie was in junior high. God bless them. They have like to go through that. And so
I know, it's rough sledding there.
And so those first 2 weeks, when I think about them and remember them, it was like that kind of standstill where everybody like held their breath for a second. And it didn't feel like, I don't even know what school or systems, it was such a strange feeling.
Very strange,
And so, you know, we
hasn't left, actually.
Agreed. As a family, you know, Estelle's like so good at getting us. She'd make us march down to Gillis Park and on the hill, and we'd like hacky sack. You know, just be out there, and then she'd make us lay down on the grass and just like be there. Ground. And we tried, I mean, we were very privileged to be able to stay healthy and have this space. But so we were like, okay, well, I guess we're going to need to establish some sort of order for the kids. Like, how do we set up them to be successful in an education? It's not just going to be when it became clear that this was not like a 2-week soiree. And so just in that, we thought of this thing called Goat Hill Academy. We're like, all right, we'll teach classes here. We have all this free time on our hands.
Right.
Because the email hadn't started.
That's a positive impact of a pandemic.
So we started this thing, and, you know, it lasted the week before the world caught gear. And then all of a sudden, like, we were in a different ultraverse, and, like, school was insane.
Yeah,
and there was no talking to them about the Goat Hill Academy. But
yeah,
the idea has always stuck with me.
Right,
I looked high and low for Magnolia Drew. I said I tried to like shop projects off to the kids. I was like, Miles, do the Maggie, do Goat Hill Academy. So she did a drawing of a goat, and it's got like a shield. It's like, and so when I was thinking this spring about not necessarily just practicing for gigs and for the sharing part, but more for I just really was craving people being in a space, doing something together that they'd never done before for that purpose. I'm not recording any of that. Like it's just this thing.
Moment. Yeah.
Every single time it's been different. You know, you've been to a couple.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And
Enjoyed it.
so the reason I brought it back to that is like my songwriting changed, of course, in COVID. I changed, the world changed.
Sure.
Like that's going to be a line in the sand for a long time. And so the first new music that came was Bart, our dear friend.
Bart's great.
Who
Love Bart.
Is a bass player and family. Sent this bass line. And it was just like this really simple, beautiful, kind of haunting bass line. It sent it like we were sharing kind of like MP3s or videos. We were just trying to internally be like, hey, we can still connect and make music. It's okay.
Yeah.
And this song came out, which is very different for me, it's called Vector Blues, which I think that Bart sent. This is Bart sent a bass line in Vector Blues.
Love it.
And
Collaboration.
So when I like give you a heads up, I'm gonna need you to turn this paper over there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I think I can do that.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right. Just collaborate. I think I might have to put on this old technology.
Oh yeah. Hey. Problem.
These are my Whole Foods special glasses. Do you like these?
Yeah.
You like this fit?
I love it.
They are. You know that I work at Mass Art. These are popular glasses at the college for sure. Been up all night, tossing and a turning, waiting for the morning light. Been stuck inside, the walls are closing in and they wanna pick a fight. All right. Threw my phone away, watched it fall in the darkness into yesterday. Now I listen to the trees, no more ringing, only singing. Finally I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. In the middle of something broken like waves of a storm, unknown and growing, desperate, amazing. You see what I see, destiny speaks, but it slips away. My grip betrays, my hands are so weak, they're so strong. I thought it was years, now it's gone, now it's gone. Will you flip that for me, my man? Thank you. See, that's spontaneous. No one knows what's up ahead. People being reborn, other people dropping dead. You gotta take it in stride. Grab your hat, grab your keys, take a walk outside. Take a walk outside. Take a walk outside. Take a walk.
Love it. That, I was thinking, should be given to the Beverly Historic Society.
That song?
Yeah, for just sort of like something from the pandemic, that a creative sort of snapshot. I'm like the line, the walls are closing in and they want to pick a fight, you know?
Yeah, I was feeling like that. And honestly, like, I think about this a lot. I had it very good. I mean, like, me and Estelle were very safe and we like had what we needed, and we're really lucky. And so, and even then, with all that, and all that luck and all that health and all, like, the walls still felt like they were closing in for even me. So that's always been a powerful line. That and to your point, like, we're still in a very weird space. But
absolutely, still feeling the after effects of the pandemic for sure.
forever. It's going to be we always talk about loops starting, and
Yeah.
loops starting. But before we wrap up, can I share something with you?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You're always so
it's
good
the sharing wheel.
You're always so good at sharing, and you shared that awesome Johnny Cash.
Yeah. That was fun.
So
Ooh.
I wanted to give this to you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good one.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awesome synergy here.
Like a Rolling Stone.
The only way I think it could be better is if I found that as a trash find on the way here. Boy, that would be like super good. But that's my dad's record.
Oh my gosh.
My dad.
I'm honored.
Yeah,
my
dad, whose birthday is tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Was like huge into Dylan. He saw Dylan a bunch of times, and so obviously there's this huge kind of like anchor for me as a songwriter, of course, millions and affecting the world and thinking about spontaneity and also like, beautiful. There is a homie who for sure changes his shit all the time, and he does not care that you don't like it.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
it has nothing to do like that's fine. You don't have to come see him. Bob Dylan don't care.
Right.
And so, and kind of taking the poetry into that like rock and roll nature, it's like it's really kind of like fundamental, that kind of piece of like. So I wanted to share that with you as something. Thank you.
Thanks.
I
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
And you're connecting with your dad too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I had we had talked about this song. I had this idea of called, the idea of a Frisbee, and that the Frisbee was, had like an intent to it, like a disc of peace or a disc of love, and the idea of like tossing it into the future. Again, like talk about seeds, like seeding in a sense, seeding the future for love. So I'll read you what I have. Yeah, so it's in because I know you're a great guitarist, and you do this loop, this sort of atmospheric loop I've heard in your guitar. So I think it might blend with this. Whammo love, got a Frisbee called love. Won't you play with me? Got a disc called peace. Won't you play with me? With a flick of the wrist, we'll toss it into the future, spinning free with velocity of love. Won't you play with me? Whammo love. So I'm still like, it's like a piece of copper that you're knocking with a hammer, still working with it.
I love thinking about poetry as something that's like malleable.
Yeah. And like, I'm not a songwriter. I mean, I can write the poem, and so I might need some help putting music to it.
I don't know, man. I love that idea, but I also know that you have at least one song in you. But I believe in you. But I love the idea of like thinking about that in loops. And I was gonna ask, what is Whammo from?
Whammo is the name of a Frisbee company. Yeah.
Right, and so
Frisbee.
Then it's like grabbing on to kind of like memory and object. And
yeah. It's like definitely something that goes back to like the 60s Whammo. Yeah, the Whammo Frisbee. Actually, it's the Whammo 141, which was the weight, I believe, of the.
Keep talking.
Of the Frisbee. Yeah. So it could be Whammo Love 141.
Yes, no, but, absolutely. I like that a lot.
Anyways, just playing around with that idea.
You know what I just thought when you read it was that I was totally can see like this idea of sending messages into the future, or this like that time travel. But then I was thinking when you said the flick of the wrist, I was like, every time we throw a Frisbee, we're sending it into the future.
Yeah.
Like we can't help but not everything we do, we're sending into the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and I guess you could send it into the past too. Kind of just do it like a full, flight through the past, present, and future.
That's how I play Frisbee, though, and people don't want to play with me. I throw them into the past, man. I can get them. That's me.
So, So do you have another song in the?
Yeah, I could play one more. For sure.
Yeah, cool.
Well, you know me, Sean. I'm happy to play here for 2 hours.
Hey,
if you'd like, we can start from the beginning.
Sure, we can spend the day here. Be nice. Cool.
Thank you again, though, for this opportunity.
Yeah.
this is the point at which to be like, what song? And thinking about the songs that we had done too, like having done this and then playing with John and Terry, it's been a really interesting way to make music. And also record. Like I'm kind of used to kind of getting in front of mics and trying to track things. But like this record button, definitely I feel. You know, we warm up before it hits, and I'm like, oh, it feels good in this space, and then it comes on, and so it's really interesting way to kind of think through it and capture it. I think I'll try this one.
Cool.
I brought it. I'm gonna need your help again, though.
Okay, just tell me when.
This is called Headed Home. We talk a lot about where songs come from. So this had just kind of come out of nowhere. Again, one of those things where I'm just like noodling, just to find peace or not to do anything. Just like it's almost I think the kids would call it a fidget. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just something to do with my hands, right? And and then like playing, then like kind of melodies developed. But then over time, wrote this song and lost all the lyrics that I wrote down for years.
Oh dear,
Tried to rebuild it. I think found it again.
Like, nice. Well, that's good. Good that you found it again.
Thunder roll through the summer heat, skinny dip in moonlight beams, ocean lip kissing, wet, dark and deep. Sleepy and heavy in silver dreams, things aren't always what they seem, but I love it when you call me baby. So we're headed home, headed home again, headed home, headed home. Fresh picked peaches in a paper bag, wildflowers in the sidewalk cracks. When no one's looking, lets you and me slip out the back, the back, the back, the back. Spray paint, love note, secret code, running naked through the lightning bolts. The two of us alone after midnight on the road. Headed home, thank you. Headed home again, headed home, headed home. Sometimes the best things happen without a sound. Close your eyes and feel your feet lift off the ground. When you're up there, don't forget to look around. Sometimes the best things happen now. Firefly, rainstorm, all aglow, dancing close in the slow shadows. Sow your seeds, sit back and watch them grow. Here they come, sunset in their eyes, angels running along the seaside. When they get their wings, I can't wait to see how high they'll fly. Headed home, headed home again, headed home,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jonathan.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And so if someone was to get in touch with you, I know you get the band Tilt-A-Whirl, and you do your, you got your art show coming up this summer.
Yeah, I'm going to have a piece and a show in Gloucester, up in Rocky Neck.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Tilt-A-Whirlmusic.com, like that's the website, and everything is there. Like we got a mailing list, and you can get to the Instagram. It's the same thing. It's at Tilt-A-Whirl Music. So
awesome.
Yeah, and we can drop those to you too. So that
nice.
People can kind of find us and come on out. I would say that the gigs are gonna start. Like we're gonna be playing.
Season's starting up again.
Yeah, we're gonna play the Gazebo in June.
Fun.
I think it's like the 18th or something, and then we're playing Homecoming. We're gonna play Lynch Park.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we got the Topsfield Fair in October, and so like starting to kind of line all that stuff up. These outdoor gigs where Tilt-A-Whirl says our prayers to the weather gods, and then we try to go through a show. But it's going to be awesome to fire the thing up again. See you out there too.
Yeah. Cool. Just so nice to hear your songs, your music, your art, your creativity, and your process and your insights and the sharing of this wonderful album here. It's some of the great songs like a Rolling Stone and Ballad of a Thin Man and Desolation Row and
It's safe to say that your kind of encouragement with my songwriting and kind of putting things together that I can run with about any of the many things we've collaborated on, the shenanigans we get up to. So like that. I think that was kind of meaningful in that kind of like that songwriting and that process. You've always been so supportive of like making that happen. So it's the same thing. Like we don't make all these amazing things by ourselves. Like a lot of people made that record. So it's like all of us and like John right there also doing his thing. Like making
thank you, Jonathan.
This happen. So
cool.
People are gonna think we're talking to myself. We'd be like, "There's another version of me over there recording right now." That's
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. And I mean, Bob's on tour right now, 83, playing piano, amazing. Cool. Well, thank you, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, this has been The Sharing Wheel. Thank you.